All right, we got a new one for you guys. This is a 72 volt version. This is the M5, similar to an EM-5, actually almost identical to the Valtinsu EM-5, but it is 72 volt. We're gonna see what other differences are, and then we'll put a comparison video up against this one and the Valtinsu EM-5. Not much on it other than dirt bike, dirt bike, and M5. Not even a weight on this. Anyways, we will dig into this box, put it together, and then we will do a comparison video with the Valtinsu EM5. All right, let's unbox this. Funny thing about this is, for whatever reason, it's a heavy box. It came with 2 boxes. One of 2 packages. So I'll do a time lapse on it. Open this up, we'll put it together, then we'll do the comparison. Number plate. I ordered this in gloss black. There was, well, that's not gloss black, is it? That's a matte black number plate. No number 93 like the Valtinsus. Doesn't say Valtinsu on the manual. But if you guys have been looking, you know this is the new Valtinsu or the Yosma. A couple other bikes that are very similar to it. So let me take you guys over here and show you. Oh, and isn't that funny? Some carbon fiber, just like the Valtinsu EM-5. All the other plastics, though, are going to be that matte black. All right, I got it on the lift now, and looks like same thing. Rear shock need to be put in place. Everything else looks very much like the Valtinsu or any of the other ones that we're seeing out there. Same frame. Oh, and that is a difference. So the battery connector on this one is definitely not as nice as the Valtinsu, and it does not come installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that what's in this box is gonna be the battery. So we'll open that up right now and see. Huh, well, if the second package didn't come, I wouldn't have the key. And yes, that is what comes in. Oh, and this is quite a bit heavier than the Valtinsu battery. I'll have to put them both on a scale and see what they weigh, but this one is going to be 25 amp hours, and it's a 72 volt and 80 amp discharge, and then 5 amp is going to be the same as the Valtinsu. But yeah, battery does weigh a little bit more. Looks to be the same exact size, so shouldn't be any different if we were to swap internals with the EM-5. On this part, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the shock around. Since already one of the bolts is out, I might as well take the time to do it. You can not make any adjustments really, unless you have the seat up, and it's still a little bit harder to get in there. So what I've seen a lot of people do is actually take the shock out, flip it around, so that way you can adjust your preload, dampening, and then air ride suspension in there as well. Okay, well, that was a quick time lapse, and honestly pretty much the same as any Valtinsu EM-5. One thing I will say that I noticed that I really like on all of them so far that I've seen, this is what holds the brake caliper so that it can clamp, but also so that, you know, potentially you don't get any of the brake lines to leak, bleed out. This one, on both the front and rear, had this little piece installed into the actual brake lever, like that. So that way it's actually holding down and clamping against the brake the entire time. The other ones just have this slit in between. Doesn't really help. I guess it helps preventing the brake lever from squeezing down and closing on itself, and then you damaging the brake pads. But this actually keeps the brake lever fully engaged, which I think was, I mean, it's a little 2-cent part, but I think it's a smart part that they added into it. The big part that everybody hates about the EM-5, Valtinsu EM-5, is of course the headlight. Now, I've talked with the factory with Valtinsu, and this looks very similar to what they're changing the headlight to on the EM-5. First version of the EM-5, I don't believe came with the headlight. Second version, that's the ones that we have, the carbon fiber looking ones. Those ones have the selfie ring light. And this is, oh, it's lensless, no lens on there. But this is the headlight for this one. So we'll see. I believe it's just gonna mount right there. And then I will put on the front and fender and the number plate, and then we're all done. Here is the charger, if you're wondering what the charger looks like. It is very similar. It has a built-in fan. It is 5 amps, except instead of being 54 volts, because that's what's maxed out for a 48-volt battery is 54 volts, this one's going to be 84 volts, which is the max for a 72-volt system. So 84 volts at 5 amps, max power 420 watts. So I will put the headlight on, and I will put the number plate on, the front fender, and then we will install the battery, and then we'll turn it on. Okay, here we go. Let's see, similarities. Oh, and this is a nice trick to make sure that your mud flap doesn't hit. It'll give a nice crease to it, and then that way it doesn't bump into it. Anyway, so what I did is I flipped that shock around, and yeah, I mean, everything else is pretty much the same as the EM-5, except for, all right, well, that's nice. The EM-5's chain was ultra tight on mine. I'm not sure if everybody's been having that issue. Anyway, so the rest of it is very, very similar. We'll go over some of the stats. Looks like it has the same chain guard, same kickstand. It's obviously the same frame. Like I said, the headlight is different. What I'm noticing right away, headlight button, but no horn button, as this one doesn't have a horn built in. So that is something that kind of sucks. My son definitely likes his horn on his EM-5. Same throttle, I believe same brakes. I'll go over all the differences and the similarities once I actually get them side by side. Right now it's raining pretty good, so I'm probably not going to pull out the EM-5, but I'll get this video uploaded right now once I go through the edit process. And yeah, here you guys go. This is the brand new, I guess what the box says, M5, from a no-name manufacturer. But this thing did cost $869. After all the shipping and duties, it was another $500. So around $1,300 is what this bike costs. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat, I actually spent about 15 minutes trying to get this cover off because they put some sort of sealer, not seal, a plastic to make sure you don't get scratches, but I almost broke, if you can see, 2 of these. The EM-5 is kind of hard to get off, not this difficult. Voltron Watts actually had a trick to hook in a ratchet strap or a bungee cord. With the hook, I did that with 3 different ones. I, again, almost broke this. I tried pushing them out from the inside. It's just a rubber grommet. I'm not sure if their mold is the same or if their grommets maybe they're using are the same, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this thing off before I can go ride, because I know the motor's gonna get hot and it's gonna melt that saran wrap on it. I was trying to peel it off from in here, but it looks like there's some sort of label in there too, a paper that's gonna come off with it. So I'll spend a couple more minutes trying to figure that out. Maybe I can get this thing going, but again, it's gonna be out in the rain, so I'm not gonna have a really good video for you guys. But I'll do a quick little shot around the entire bike so you can get a closer look at it. And then I'll do an edit and I'll upload it, and then hopefully tomorrow have a little bit better weather, be able to go out and show you guys the bike and ride, do a range test. We'll do a top speed test. It is 72 volts. Let's get it actually turned on real quick right now. Let's make sure that it powers on. Okay, well that's good. Let's see, and what's the voltage at the moment? Same unit as the EM-5. Okay, so we're at 71.7, so we're about 50%. We'll get it on the charger, get it fully charged. We'll see how long it takes to go from that 50% up to the 100%. Same thing. I'm not sure if that's just what China's doing, but all of them have been right hand, which is your front brake, is going to be a little bit softer. The rear brake's a lot stiffer, which, you know, for maybe safety purposes, that's smart. You get about 70%, they say, braking in the front. Obviously, this is single caliper on each side, front and rear, so it's probably a little bit more biased, maybe 60-40 to the front. But yeah, maybe that's just a safety precaution, so you hopefully don't loop over in the front. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I got a couple other bikes on the way, and we have a couple other reviews we'll be doing, and then we'll do some comparison tests. I'll put my son, I'm about 200 pounds, he's about 80 pounds. We'll race him with the EM-5 versus this 72 volt. And then just for fun, we'll flip it around. I'll let him ride this one, and we'll take the EM-5, see if we can beat him. All right, guys, thanks for watching.